The following film is intended to educate its viewers on how World War I and World War II were connected based on a starting event. It is also intended to inform the audience about how small events can have a huge impact with devastating effects, and thus why it is important not to repeat history. On June 28, 1914, an event that precipitated a war that circled the globe took place. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie Chotek, Duchess of Hohenberg, in Sarajevo, capital of Bosnia, by Gavrilo Princip, a member of the Black Hand, also known as Union or Death, a Serbian nationalist group determined to rid Bosnia of Austro-Hungarian rule. This had been planned for a while, and there were several factors leading up to this assassination.
In 1878, Serbia gained independence from the Ottoman Empire when the Treaty of Berlin forced the Turks to give up disputed land to Russia, with whom they had been fighting, and indefinite rule over Bosnia was given to the Austro-Hungarians. This rooted the anger Bosnia felt with Austria, and they wished to combine themselves with their Serb brothers. Serbia had been striving to create a greater Serbia by combining southern Slavic regions, such as Bosnia, into one unified country, and many of these regions existed within Austro-Hungarian territory.
October 6, 1908, Austria-Hungary annexed Bosnia to expand dominant power and their domain, especially since a free independent Serbia threatened their power. Nationalist groups became more active after this, and the Balkan War of 1912 caused further conflict since Austria refused to give Bosnia an outlet to the sea, and Russia didn't back its claim, shaming both Russia and Bosnia and forcing Bosnia to give up newly obtained land. Russia decided to ally with Bosnia after this.
It was a Sunday and the 14th wedding anniversary of Sophie and Franz. They were both allowed to ride together in the same car since Bosnia was a province, even though they were not of the same status and Sophie did not have royal blood. A bomb was originally thrown by one of the assassinators, but the attempt failed and the explosion was avoided, but it injured some officers in the car behind. It was too crowded to make more attempts, and the assassins bided their time. The first time Princip let the car pass by, but only because he knew that it would be back. Unfortunately, the drivers of the car did not know the plans had been changed, and the car headed straight towards Princip's hiding spot. He was outside of Mort's Skiller Cafe on Franz Josef Street. He pulled out a gun and fired 2 shots into the open car, killing the 2. One bullet hit Franz in a vein on his neck, and the other punctured Sophie in the abdominal, killing her immediately. As Sophie laid in Franz's lap dying, Franz's last words to her were, "Sophie, Sophie, don't die, live for our children." These deaths were a huge loss for Europe, and in response to this shooting, several things happened. Immediately afterwards, Princip, as well as other members of Mlada Bosna, also known as Young Bosnia, were arrested. During Princip's trial, Princip continued to defend his reasons for the killing, and he claimed that war would have happened even if he had not assassinated them. In Britain, the English court went into mourning for 1 week, and the state ball was cancelled. Many newspapers covered the assassination as a front-page story, giving many details about the event. The higher classes were sad and shocked about the assassination and canceled their upcoming events. However, the lower class did not care that Franz was dead. In fact, the lower classes continued on with their daily lives and were glad that he died. Even many Austrians were happy that Franz died because they believed that Franz was going to improve and change things about Austria that was not best for the country. Some of the changes included new policies such as replacement of the present system from dualism to trialism. This would give the Empire Slavs the same amount of government power as the Germans and Magyars. He also introduced the idea of federalism, but this was not well received. He was unpopular, but this was a bit ironic because Franz was against annexing Bosnia and Herzegovina in the first place because it felt it caused unnecessary added tension, but despite his opinions, he was still not liked. All Austro-Hungarian flags were put at half-mast, including the British warships, out of respect, even though many people despised him. Many believed that this highly political event would signal far-reaching changes.
After the killing of Franz Ferdinand, Franz Joseph replaced him on the throne, and one of the first things Franz Joseph did was send an ultimatum to Serbia. Austria-Hungary sent Serbia an ultimatum that had certain demands. Austria gave Serbia 48 hours to respond, and Serbia eventually responded. However, it was not within the 48 hours. Serbia responded saying they would accept some, but not all of the demands. Austria would not accept this and decided to declare war on them. Austria-Hungary gave Serbia demands they knew they would not accept, and their denial to the ultimatum gave Austria-Hungary a reason to finally enact war upon them.
The assassination brought about different alliances and feelings between countries, as well as a powder keg, a barrel of gunpowder. Austria wanted to bring the assassins to justice, and Serbia agreed, but did not allow them access to Serbian territory in order to investigate the assassination. Austria disagreed with this and declared war on July 28th, setting the alliance system in motion. Russia was a historic ally of Serbia, thus they had deep-rooted connection and paired together. Its armies supported Serbia, causing Germany to declare war on France. Within 1 week, Europe was engulfed in war and conflict.
Many things connected each other to problems that happened in the aftermath of the assassinations. World War I happened, leading to deep-seated anger between countries, all the wars within World War I, and the Treaty of Versailles, a treaty that caused extreme dissatisfaction with most of the countries it affected, leading to World War II. Also, new forms of government were exercised, leading to unrest or unhappiness in other countries. Totalitarian governments, fascist governments, as well as others, stemmed from June 28, 1914. Another long-term impact was after World War I, Hitler promised Germany he would revive their economy and country. During the Treaty of Versailles, the Big Three decided that Germany was to take the entire blame for World War I. As a result of this, Germany was struggling, which allowed Hitler and the Nazis to step in and rise to power. The first thing Hitler did was rid the country of Jews, and Hitler announced to the entire country that all Jews were the same. He claimed that they were evil and subhumans, and it was their fault Germany lost World War I and had an economy that was struggling. Thereafter, Hitler sent all European Jews to internment camps where millions of innocent Jews were exterminated. This event became known as the Holocaust.
These killings, an incident that accumulated permanent and temporary changes, caused deep losses of life and developed new feelings towards other countries and groups. Franz, Ferdinand, and Sophie Trudek's murder might have been a short event, but it caused a world war, leading to more problems and difficulties, but also changes that led to how Europe and other countries behaved today. Two deaths that forever changed the world and will live in infamy as the event that began the Great War, also known as the War to End All Wars.